What's up, A to Z Sports Titan Game Day Live, extra late tonight as the Titans fall in overtime to the Chiefs 20-17 on Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs score 11 unanswered in the game, including a field goal in overtime as the Titans defense puts up an incredible effort against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense, and the Titans offense couldn't get going whatsoever in the second half. A to Z Sports Titan Game Day Live here on streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm Austin Stanley. He is Zach Bingham. Make sure you share the show on Facebook, share it on YouTube. We got our tweets going out every segment there on Twitter as well. And Zach, we're going to get this thing going with a lot to react to, and I'm sure a lot of people to blame for how the Titans lost this game. But I do want to thank all of our Titans Game Day Live sponsors, including Buddy Allen Carpet One, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com for your flooring experts. Mr. Good Roof, your locally owned roofing, gutters, and window specialist. Find out how someone you love could win a free roof this holiday season at MrGoodRoof.com. Crumble Cookies, everybody loves cookies, and everybody loves cookies for a gift. So download the Crumble Cookie app and give somebody a Crumble Cookie gift card. And BetMGM, download the BetMGM app. Use our code ATOZ Sports. You get a risk-free bet on pro football up to $1,000 with your first bet after your first deposit. Zach, I'll let you start. Just not enough from the Titans offense. Malik Willis can't get it done, and Patrick Mahomes can. One quarterback's legs greater than the other in the second half, but there's a lot that you cannot absolutely put on Malik Willis at all in this game.
Well, he's an inexperienced quarterback with an inept offense. And we knew this going into the game, and I think it surprised us that the Titans were winning at halftime 14-9. But that changed because of how little that they are able to do offensively. They have zero weapons. They cannot rely on anybody outside of Derrick Henry. And Austin, as we know, when you get into situations like tonight, Derrick Henry is a non-factor because you're throwing the football. And, Malik Willis was put in a tough spot. But at the same time, if you look at the statistics in the second half or just in the full game, the Kansas City Chiefs had 29 first downs. The Titans had 9. The Titans were 1 for 11 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down. Obviously, that last play of the game that sealed it. The Chiefs were 8 for 19. We know what the Kansas City Chiefs are, right? They're dangerous. You can't give them any amount of time. You have to continuously rush them. And, credit the Titans defense for keeping them in this game. They need to get some credit because their front four, especially with Bud Dupree out. Yep. Bud Dupree didn't play most of the second half because of the hip injury. It looks like he re-injured that for the third time this season, which is not good. So they're going with the secondary pass rush. 2 literally $80 million players are not playing, and they're still pressuring Patrick Mahomes, but it's not enough because they have no threat on the offensive side of the football. And so, it's tough to assess like, oh, Malik Willis, are you the future of the franchise? Can you do all that? That's not what this game is about. This game was about surviving with the lead and taking advantage of 8 points. It was an 8-point lead. That's what you had. All you needed to do was kick a field goal to extend it. And I thought on numerous occasions when they had opportunities on third down, they just conceded, right? They were just trying to let the clock wind out. And then, it gets to a 2-point conversion. You don't get the call because that obviously should have been called on Travis Kelce, but it wasn't. And Patrick Mahomes does Patrick Mahomes things. And then you get into overtime, Austin, and you're not going to win the football game because you have no offense. So that's a tough loss. It's a grinded out type game, but I think it was very revealing of the flaws of this Titans team. You can't play this type of football and win these type of games.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I'm trying to figure out what point you made that I want to, pick with first. And I'll start with, how can Travis Kelce throw 2 helmets, one his and the other Josh Kalu's, and not get flagged for either of those? And then Josh Kalu gets flagged for that. That I don't understand. And look, I hate talking about, refs this and ref that after a game. but that made a big difference in the game.
It's not why they lost, though.
No.
They lost because their offense is inept.
Sure, not when they lost at all. And I'll say this too. Like you brought up Bud Dupree not playing most of the second half. What killed the Titans defense in the second half? Patrick Mahomes' legs. And Bud Dupree is more athletic than Mario Edwards, as well as he played. More athletic than
he played very well.
Than any of the other guys out there that the Titans had besides Rashad Weaver and Jeff Simmons. But Bud Dupree would have slid Mario Edwards inside, and then maybe Danico Autry and Jeff Simmons and Edwards and Dupree could have all gotten that instead of Tierra Tart being out there running around and just not be able to catch up to Mahomes. But that's a big deal. And it's pretty frustrating because the Titans had exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
They had control of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach, Todd Downing failed Malik Willis. Todd Downing, the offensive coordinator for the Titans, failed Malik Willis on the big stage. How? You're up 8, right? You've gone over this. You're up 8. You had the ball at the 50-yard line in the fourth quarter. All you have to do is gain field goal range. They got a first down there. That's the only first down they had in the second half. So you're inside the 40-yard line with an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter and a rookie quarterback. And on 2nd and 9, you throw it up in the air. Great throw by Malik Willis. But you need a guy who can catch it on the other side of the great throw to make it worth anything. Because you know, as Todd Downing, the play caller, knows that they don't have a playmaker on the outside. So don't call the play to make a guy who's an undrafted guy go make a play. Don't call that play. It's situational play calling that has plagued Todd Downing now for 2 seasons. It hurt him last year, and it hurt him tonight, and it's hurt him before this season. Situational play calling is terrible. And when it's 2nd and 9, and you just have to gain yards to go kick a field goal to go up 2 possessions, all you do, kick a field goal to go up 2 possessions. Run the ball again. On 3rd down, run the ball. But no, Todd Downing threw a swing pass behind the line of scrimmage that lost 2 yards. So instead of potentially gaining 4, where you could kick a field goal to go up 11, you lost 2. It's just inept play calling. And he failed Malik Willis.
Well, I would have flipped. Let's focus on the second half. I would have flipped the play calls because on 3rd down in the first opening series, he got conservative and ran Haskins. You do that when you're talking about, right? And I felt like that's where you probably need the momentum to extend the drive and build his confidence. But those calls should have been flipped. Austin, and the chat is absolutely correct. This is an indictment on this Titans roster. It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Like Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico, like they had their flaws in calling the game, but they were absolutely right in putting up the graphic with A.J. Brown on how bad this wide receiving core is. It's so bad. It's an embarrassment to NFL football to be a 5 and now 3 team, to have the players that you're running out there. Robert Woods, obsolete. NWI, Chris Conley, their tight ends are the only guys getting targets for most of the game. It is embarrassing. And for the Titans, you cannot get to where you are going to go with this. And what is your saving grace, Austin? Your saving grace is 2 rookies that are on IR. Traylon Burks and Kyle Phillips are going to come and change this offense? Hell no. You know that. So Malik Willis, no matter what it was, had nobody to throw to, even if he could throw. And he can't throw.
No. Malik Willis, how many times did Malik drop a dime? Twice. Chris Conley and NWI, and they couldn't haul it in. Both of those should have been caught. Both of those were catchable routes.
They can't. They don't have.
So stop calling. That's my thing. So you're saying it's an indictment on the roster? What? I mean, I think it's a bigger indictment on the coaching staff. It's a bigger indictment on the coaching staff for continuing to put the roster in a bad situation. You put the roster in a situation that they can't execute. What coaching is that?
They constructed the roster all wrong.
No,
Austin,
I don't care.
I told you this all training camp.
Yeah,
And everybody gets upset at me sitting here about the AJ Brown stuff. And I bring it up every damn day because Austin, I knew they were going to get into a dogfight. It was only a matter of time before they were going to get into a team. They were going to face a team like tonight. And all of a sudden, they weren't going to have the horses, I've been stating,
that's fine.
To compete.
Right.
But Austin,
Zach,
if they have better players, at the end of that game, you and I and everybody in the chat, everybody in America watching that game knew when the Titans got the ball down 3 with 4 minutes left to go in overtime, they weren't going to get a first down.
Zach, you're making my point for me. The Titans know what they don't have, but they keep putting those players in. They keep forcing them to make Pro Bowl plays.
My point is, it's a bigger problem on the person that constructed the roster
I don't know,
there.
I don't know, Zach. I don't know, man. Because
I do know.
Zach, hold on. Hold on. Let me talk now. Because why in the world would you throw it up and make NWI go make a Pro Bowl type of wide receiver play when he is there to block? The reason why NWI is here is to block, and then he knows what to do. He can't make that play. Why they put NWI back there to stop the Hail Mary? Because he's not catching. He's just there to knock it down because that's all he's good for. That's the point. So why are the coaches continuously putting players in positions to fail? That is the bigger problem. You know what the roster failures are. So be a good coach and coach around it. Elevate your roster. Don't force them to fail. That is the point. Todd Downing failed his roster here. Todd Downing failed that. He failed.
The roster is so bad, it puts his job much more difficult.
Yeah, it makes his job difficult, but don't throw a jump ball to the guy who can't come down with a jump ball. How many times have we seen MWI have a throw come right to him and he can't get it in? He can't do it. It's just not his skill set. So stop throwing the ball. There's a reason why you leave the big post player out for a 3 because he can't shoot it. He can't make it. So let him shoot it all day. So stop making the guy do it. Stop putting your player in that situation.
Well, I think this is the hard part about watching this game tonight is knowing the deficiencies of the Titans and the way they play. They are, and look, to compliment the Titans, they are a tough, physical, hard-nosed football team that nobody wants to play. No NFL team wants to get into a game like the Kansas City Chiefs did, and they were on the road, right? The Titans are on the road, and they fought tooth and nail with everything that they had, defensively and running the football. But the separation is a 2-minute drive. A separation is trying to gain yardage to destroy your opponent. And they don't have that because their singular best player, Derrick Henry, is now obsolete. And that's the hardest pill to swallow, I think, for me, Austin, is that you can't continuously do that. You can't take Derrick Henry away, but he has to be taken away because you've got to gain yards through the air.
Yeah, and let's just say this, right? Like, as much as I think Todd Downing cost the Titans the game today, early in the second half, that most of the third quarter, you can't blame Todd Downing on that for not giving the ball to Derrick Henry because the Titans had penalties on the offensive line and other penalties that put them in first and second and long situations. Absolutely. So you can't fault that. But again, the Titans lost the game when they had the ball inside the 40-yard line on 1st and 10 with an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter. That's where they lost the game because they lost yards and had to punt the ball away instead of trying to kick a field goal to go up by 2 scores. A to Z Sports here live on this Titans postgame show. We've got a massive audience here live on Facebook and YouTube. Appreciate you guys here watching the show. Let's ask this question to get you guys more involved. You guys have been commenting fantastically here. But what is one word to describe the Titans' loss to the Chiefs tonight? What is one word to describe the Titans' loss to the Chiefs tonight? We'll do our best to read your comments. Lots of comments flying in. But first, if you are watching us on YouTube, like the show, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, give the show a thumbs up. Everybody should be giving the show a thumbs up. We appreciate all of you guys for sticking with us. It's a late night here for sure here on Titan Game Day Live on the Postgame Show. So give us a follow on Facebook, on YouTube, like the show, thumbs up all around. And Zach, I will send you to the comment section for one word. You got a lot of words to pick from, that's for sure.
Yeah, we do. And look, we turned the super chat on YouTube. We flipped that bad boy on. This is a whole new experience. So let's feature Tevrin brings up and this I think goes what you said. He says everyone knows what the Titans have on offense except Todd Downing. And then Zach McLean says Malik Willis, only decent throw is a sideline ball. Ran deep balls on the sidelines in midst of throw situations when they were blitzing. Evidence shows Malik can't throw over the middle. And he didn't throw that many times, right? I mean, and the game set up that way, right? Because of the second half. But look, there's a lot to diagnose. We're asking you one word to describe the Titans' loss in overtime by 3 points to the Kansas City Chiefs. You got to scroll down. There's some curse words, but we'll sift through those. Mahomes from Jay Boston. Tay says incompetent. John says expected. Unbelievable from Jemai. Disappointed from Matt. Cheated from Reitz. I don't know if they're cheated. Rookie from Fire Drake, which is a good word. Classic from Jackson. Frustrating from Michael. Unacceptable from Donovan. Robbed from Brock. Disappointed from Will. Typical from Jaron. Exposing from Eric. Inept from Howling Wolf. Receivers from Rascal right there. Undisciplined from King. J-Rob from Leo. Expected. AJ from Terrell. Scared. David from Davidson. A ton of words coming in. Inevitable. I think, man, that's a damn good word right
Inevitable?
there.
Inevitable
Yes.
really is good.
Because that was the inevitable.
Yeah.
You can't continue to do that and expect that things are gonna go your way, right? Like you can't play one-sided football and just, especially against the Kansas City Chiefs, an elite quarterback with speedy wide receivers and the best tight end in the game, right? Like it was the inevitable that the Titans were going to lose, especially if it went to overtime, right? Like I thought that the Titans' opportunity to win the game is they had to stop them for that 2-point conversion. And there's some drama there. And we'll definitely talk about that obviously tomorrow morning a little bit more, is the Travis Kelce, lack of flag right there when he took Kalu's helmet off. But if the longer the game went, the more inevitable that it was going to be that the Titans were going to be at a disadvantage. Austin, what is your one word?
Man, I've gone through a lot of options. I really do like the inevitable word there. A lot of people have brought up. I thought about self-inflicted, but that's not necessarily a one word. I have to kind of cheat halfway to throw the hyphen in there. So I'm going with uncomplimentary. Uncomplimentary, because Mike Vrabel wants to play complimentary football, but they did not today. And I thought what was absolutely crazy was the stat that the Chiefs ran 91 plays to the Titans 48. That's a laughable margin of plays. And the Titans defense held the Chiefs to 20 points on 91 plays. That's absurdly good. Like that's really solid. And so the Titans defense deserved the win tonight. The Titans defense deserves all the credit they could possibly get. But the Titans offense was uncomplimentary, and the Titans coaching staff on offense, not good enough either to get them to where they need to be to reward the Titans defense. If the Titans offense could have gotten another field goal maybe in the fourth quarter, the defense would be rewarded with an unreal Sunday Night Football rookie quarterback starter, 14-point underdog road victory. But nope, uncomplimentary football will do it to you every time. And so that's my one word, uncomplimentary.
I'm actually going to piggyback off of Paige's word.
Okay.
Because I like this. Catchless. That's what they're missing. They're missing catches. They had opportunity, but if you can't catch and I think it goes deeper than just tonight. They don't make catches. Nobody makes catches. This offense can't catch because it can't throw. It can't pass. And Malik Willis at times was obviously running around, for his life. And he doesn't have the vision. He doesn't have the experience. And Austin, this is something that, for the first time to bring up, got to be very frustrating for Ryan Tannehill, right? Because you get the excitement of 14-9 at halftime,
Mm-hmm.
and Ryan Tannehill can throw the football. Now, again, he's got bad wide receivers to throw to, but he's better than Malik Willis. And in a primetime match, I just, you sit there and you're like, man, if they had 17 to at least lead them and make a couple of throws, they don't need a lot, but
Right.
they need more than they got to tonight. But this was a catchless game. 1 for 11 on third down. The Kansas City Chiefs possessed the ball for over 40 minutes. For over 40 minutes, the Kansas City Chiefs had the football.
It's unreal, man. I mean, I see Steven says Ryan Tannehill wins this game. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, especially with a healthy Ryan Tannehill, maybe, but we can't live in that world because that's not the world we're in. Because, I don't think Ryan Tannehill could have made the plays with his legs the way Malik Willis did in that first half. And I thought that was the disappointing aspect too, is why they could not keep Malik Willis's legs involved. There was no counterpunch. And maybe that's just because Malik is so young and raw that you don't have the ability to install the counterpunch to that portion of the playbook in that limited time when Tannehill's out, right? So it's really frustrating because the game went exactly how the Titans and Mike Vrabel wanted it to go. You mentioned Mike Vrabel's 3 keys to win a game: higher QBR, win the turnover battle, and win the rushing battle. Well, they won 2 out of 3. They got the turnover battle and they led in rushing, but they could not do it enough. And that's, a rare loss by Mike Vrabel's teams when they get 2 out of those 3.
So I want to bring up Noah's comment. He says, have to correct the personnel issues. Yeah. Cody Hollister cannot be on the field. Continuously shows he is more of a detriment than an add. Need Burks back and need a true number 1. Maybe McMath will help. Wow. But he calls out Cody Hollister and this wide receiving core.
So yeah, Cody Hollister's, there because he's a great blocker. He had a block in the back call. It was a tough call, but a block in the back that cost a lot of yards. He also did not finish a block that could have allowed Derrick Henry to get in the end zone. They scored in that drive later on anyway, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, Cody Hollister is out there, and all these Titans receivers are out there. And yet the Chiefs have a guy like Noah Gray who can make a ridiculous catch, or Justin Watson, who made a ridiculous catch earlier in the game on Christian Fulton. But the Titans can't find anybody who can do that. That's what's baffling my mind, is that how come the Titans can't just go find a capable body that can make a catch? And all these other NFL teams have guys who can catch the football when it hits them in the hands.
Yeah, well, their offense isn't set up to do what like Kansas City does, right? They have wide receivers going constantly and running routes. They have a premier tight end, and the Titans don't have any of that. No sign of any spot, any position. Like, Austin, where's Robert Woods?
I don't know.
You know where he is at? He's returning punts.
Yes.
That's the only place that you see number 2 do something worth a damn. Like, that I also think is a huge disappointment. And look, maybe it's because the quarterback can't get him the football, but Tannehill couldn't get him the football consistently even when he was playing.
I think there's a couple things that again, last week after the first game for Willis against the Texans, you went back and you saw Willis take a sack when he had 2 open receivers and he could not get the ball out on time. We haven't had that opportunity to go look to see what was open. But Zach, I was very happy that Sunday Night Football showed the end zone sky cam angle of the second down play in overtime when Malik Willis ran around, and took a sack for like minus 11 yards. Did you notice what happened on that play? Did you notice what the wide receivers were doing downfield?
They were turned around.
They were preparing to block. All of them. All of them ran 15 plus yards down.
That's why. Well, that was the first sign of frustration from Malik Willis after that play. They
broke down to block. They like they were playing defense in basketball. They broke down, closed out, and were ready to block because they couldn't make contact yet because they were setting something up. And I don't know what it was because there wasn't anything obvious that was being set up on the right side of the play. But you're thinking like, what is going on here? Like the play designs, and then on the third down, everybody ran deep and there was no breaking. There was no routes. It was just everybody go. And there was no ability to create separation via play design. I don't understand what the play calls were there. And it made Malik Willis look bad because everybody on second down sees Willis running around. They're like, throw the ball. Everybody's ready to block downfield with their backs turned to him. I don't understand a lot of the play calls there in those situations. Yeah. Bruce says no crossing routes. It was just everybody just going and just running. There was no any type of way to rub people off or create misdirection. It was nothing.
Yeah, and bring up Tim Kelly, the passing game coordinator. I mean, what are you doing all week?
I don't know. Nobody can ask Tim Kelly a question because the Titans won't make him available to the media. So he's been around the whole time. He's working with the tight ends at individual practice session, but you can't ask him a question.
But Timothy, another year with no support. And look, man, I wish I could kind of go back and change. We've had a lot of good words from the chat. So, kudos to you guys. Support is a big word that is, I feel like, missing because Derrick Henry gives the identity of the football team, but the offense, the lack of support the offense gives the defense right?
Yeah, that's why my word was uncomplimentary.
Like they have no support in the passing game and they don't support their defense. Man, the defense is gassed. Like they're currently gassed because of how many plays they played running around trying to chase Patrick Mahomes. And, I haven't had a chance just because the game just ended. I mean, this is a reaction show. Mm-hmm. This is, tomorrow is more about settling in and diagnose how bad the second half really was, to be honest. But my initial reaction is the lack of offensive support. And it's not that they physically can't support. They can't. They don't have the capabilities to support the defense, to stick on the field. And Malik Willis, look, I don't know how many more games that he'll have to play. He may have to play next week. He may have to start over the next couple of weeks. We don't know how serious Ryan Tannehill's high ankle sprain is. And if you can't get any push off that back leg and get zip on the ball, it doesn't matter if you're throwing to trash wide receivers, right? Mm-hmm. If you can't get the ball there, then you can't play in the NFL. And so that's what they seriously have got to get Ryan Tannehill back healthy. The good thing is the separation in the AFC South, but this was a big missed opportunity for the majority of the game to have the lead and then be up by 8 points, as you referenced, at the 50-yard line and then at the 40-yard line and not go up 2 scores.
Yeah. Zach, I just got a text from one of our writers, Adam Holt, who told me, gave me some more information about a play call that's just going to make everybody even more mad. So I will tell you guys about that here in a second. But again, thanks to all of our sponsors here for Titan Game Day Live. Buddy Allen Carpet One, giving you free in-home measures and estimates. Buddy Allen Carpet One, Nashville.com. MrGoodRoof.com. Check them out and have a way and find out how you can nominate someone you love to win a free roof this holiday season at MrGoodRoof.com. Zach, on that second down play in overtime that I was talking about, where Malik Willis scrambled forever and then got sacked for a big loss. The receivers were blocking, setting up blocks 15 plus yards down the field because, according to the video and a tweet from Benjamin Solak, the Titans were setting up a screen to tight end Jeff Swaim. And the video supports that. In overtime, on second down, when you have to score a touchdown, Todd Downing called a screen to Jeff Swaim.
That's frustrating.
I thought the Swaim screens were over after the Giants game.
You thought that, but you were wrong.
Unreal.
Well, it's funny, and Connor brings up, says there was no quick short passes in OT. Maybe this is what Connor is talking about. Now, I know Connor doesn't want it to be to Jeff Swaim, but says Todd Downing has failed the Tennessee Titans.
That's what I said.
Coaching staff believes in their system over their players. This game shows the system cannot make up for extreme lack of offensive talent. Now, that last line, extreme lack of offensive talent, is absolutely correct. And extreme is the word, right? That it is a drop-off. If you are having to run screens and Jeff Swaim is a part of that sentence, that's a major issue.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. Jeff Swaim got held up by Carlos Dunlap. He held his block too long and could not disengage with Carlos Dunlap to get open for the screen. Now, the crazy thing is, if Jeff Swaim would have done his job correctly, they kind of had something there. But again, it was Jeff Swaim, so they probably would have gained 8 yards. So it's not like it was like had something there, wouldn't have gone very far. If it was Chig or Austin Hooper, maybe you have a legitimate explosive play, but nothing there. And that's good.
And, Major Keys is doing double duty. He says Vrabel during the press conference says that he wants balls caught by who? And you have to go, if you got to go 80 yards or 75 yards, Austin, there's no way that they were going to do that. There was no way that the Titans, when they got the ball down 3, and their defense fought for just 3 points, right? I mean, they fought so hard for just 3 points. And you finally get the reward, and the reward is your offense gets an opportunity to go down and win the game. And I said it. Look, that was a great opportunity for Malik Willis to show some gamer and do something great. And it was set up for him to fail in the first place. And so I do understand that. But it did exactly what I think everybody expected. 3 and out. Well, 4 and out, excuse me, because they used the 4th down.
Yeah, absolutely. A to Z Sports here live on our Titan Game Day Live post-game show. Yeah, a lot of comments here on Facebook and YouTube. Appreciate all of you guys coming in. Again, the Titans defense overcame a lot. At times, they weren't getting calls to go their way. At times, they were getting after Patrick Mahomes. And that was the crazy thing about the Titans defense, is that a lot of the time, Zach, if you think about it, the Titans defense shut down the Chiefs' initial play. But it seemed like there were always 2 plays on every snap. There was the one they called and the one Patrick Mahomes created after the Titans stopped that one. And that's what makes Patrick Mahomes so special, is that nobody can go out back there and hang with the receivers they have. And defensive linemen just can't get after Mahomes that well and for that long if he's doing those type of things.
Yeah, and Mahomes is going to do those things. He always has, and he always will. He has that talent. And the defense, the Titans defense, did everything that they could to contain him for as long as they could. You can't keep him off the board that long. I mean, they held Austin. This is a 20-17 game. This is the game. Oh. This is how the Titans win the game. And they let it slip through their hands for really 3 quarters, because the 3rd quarter, the 4th quarter, and really the entire overtime, right? I mean, because the extra time, the extra possessions, this was the game that the Titans set up and could win, especially at halftime. You're sitting there at 14-9. And also, here's the other surprising thing. Buckner, the field goal kicker for the Chiefs, is usually automatic.
Yep.
And he was not good tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt brings it up on Facebook. Seven consecutive drives. The Titans defense held the Chiefs scoreless in the middle of the game there. Pretty incredible. 7 consecutive drives. And then they stopped they stopped the Chiefs twice in regulation when they had a chance to go win the game. And then they basically got a big stop in overtime. It's just really incredible the way the Titans defense played today.
I'm going to bring this up, and this may be for tomorrow, but
Okay.
BK says, in your opinion, who is at fault?
Ooh, baby.
So BK, I really like the question. I'm going to go ahead and give you a like there on Facebook. We'll talk about that tomorrow as we diagnose, because I think to place blame, which is okay, that we criticize and we praise when it needs to happen. But that's something that you really got to diagnose, those plays that we recognize that you got some inside information on the Swaim screen.
Yeah.
It's figuring out all the nuances of the second half and overtime to relinquish the lead that you had. And the majority of the time, it was an 8-point lead.
Yeah. Tyree says, not Malik. That's for damn sure. I don't disagree there. Let's talk about Malik Willis a little bit here with grading the quarterback. We always grade the Titans quarterback in our postgame show, regardless if it's Malik Willis or Ryan Tannehill, excuse me. So how do you grade Malik Willis in his play tonight? I'll go through his box score here in a second, but Crumble Cookies, they're a great place to go. A+ all the time, every week. And they have a rotating menu of over 175 flavors that change out every week. Crumble Cookies are made fresh daily. You walk in the Crumble Cookies and you can just smell it. It smells like fresh baked cookies, and that's hard to beat. And you can watch them getting made with their open kitchen concept. You can get Crumble Cookies for takeout, delivery, curbside pickup, nationwide, obviously in store. Everybody would love a Crumble Cookie gift card. Holidays coming up, perfect opportunity for a stocking stuffer there. Crumble Cookies near you. Download the Crumble Cookie app. Grading Malik Willis in his second start ever in the NFL. Malik Willis officially was 5 of 16 passing for 80 yards, took 3 sacks. Then he had 8 carries for 40 yards. So 120 total yards there, Zach. What are people grading Malik Willis today in the postgame show?
This is going to be a tough grade because it's not going to be good because what you just said was,
bad.
Read that off again.
5 of 16. Did he complete a pass in the second half? No. I don't think so. 5 of 16, 80 yards. No, he did. You know what it was? He completed 1 pass in the second half.
When was that?
Swing past the Dontrell Hilliard that lost 4 yards.
That's right.
So it would have been better if they didn't complete the pass.
Yeah, you can't win a football game only completing 5 passes. You can't do it.
Yeah, because they completed 6 last week and 1.
Yeah, you cannot do it.
Ugh.
Let's see. We've got C coming in there. Justin says C. Matt says D+, C- from Jacob. Chris says C. C- from Sean. Tyree says B. John says C. Vibe Runner says D. F from Rodney. D from Brad. D- from Dwayne. Jordan says D. Robert says D. F from XO. Dotson says D. Jared says B. Jarrett says D. F from Smithco. J says D. D- from Michael. F from D. I mean, these are really bad. Bad grades. D, D-, C, C, F, C+. Pastor Raymond says C. Levi says F. I mean, these are really bad grades.
Yeah, man, it's so hard because I look at some of the throws that he made were pretty good.
Well, he made Austin Hooper was a good throw.
2 to Austin Hooper. Both to Austin Hooper were really strong throws.
Chris Conley was a good throw.
Yep.
What was the other one?
The one to NWI that he flat out dropped.
So 4 good throws.
Yeah. Now let's think about he had the one screen to Chig, easy throw, right? And then he had
Yeah, that's not a good throw. That's just a throw.
Right.
That was a Chig play, not a
but
Malik
you think
Willis.
about those were like the 4 we counted were high level throws. Like high level throws out of 12 attempts or 16 attempts. And I think he threw the ball out of bounds, like away on purpose, like 4 times. So you're saying 33% of his attempts were high level throws. There just weren't any easy throws. They just weren't giving him any easy throws.
So I want to point and I don't know whether to do this. I'm going to do this tomorrow, but
Okay.
Zoe, I see you. I see you, Zoe. And I'm going to bring up your comment tomorrow. I'm going to grade Malik Willis, and I'm going to give him a D+. The plus are for those throws. He's not in the C category. He's not good. Like, the offense is not good. He doesn't have playmakers. So I granted that, but I think it's a D+ performance tonight.
Yeah. And some Jamae is asking, or he's laughing at me saying high level throws. Tell me those weren't high level throws.
No, I think the Chris Conley, the Austin Hooper, and the NWI were high level throws.
And both Austin Hoopers, like the first one to Austin Hooper, it was on first down.
That's the one I was counting. What was the other?
They were both incredible. They were on. One was on the first touchdown drive. It was the first play of the drive when he booted. He rolled right. He had pressure, so he had to sink back and threw it up to the sideline on the right side. It's a hell of a throw and an athletic play. Then on the other one, you're thinking of the back shoulder one to Austin Hooper near the goal line. That was an incredible throw. And then the 2 that were dropped to Conley and NWI.
So there's 4.
Yeah, they were incredible. They were great throws, and half of them were dropped. And if those 2 that were caught, if they were dropped, if they were caught, that's like 60 yards of offense.
Yeah, I don't know what they do with it.
But again, but you know what you get? More opportunities.
To run the football.
Okay, more opportunities.
No, I know.
That's what you want, right? You wanted more opportunities. They were good throws. Man, and then his legs were good in the first half too. I just think Todd Downing set him up to fail so bad. I think I have to give Malik Willis a C-. He was way better today than he was last week against the Texans. There's no doubt about it.
Well, he was asked to do more, right? I mean,
Sure.
Last week, if you really want to grade Malik Willis, that is an incomplete. That game doesn't count. Like that was I think I gave him a D+ last week, so I'm giving him a C-. Because I thought he did his job. Like I think it's Todd Downing's fault that he set him up to fail like that. That's why I'm giving Malik a little bump. I think this is why this is a unique conversation that we'll continue to have, is because the Titans offense as a whole is so bad. They have nobody to throw to, no offensive production, no, savvy, gritty wide receiver that you can count on, no dynamic tight end, and
no left tackle,
and a rookie quarterback that was playing at Liberty last year.
Yeah, under Hugh Freeze, that hurts quarterbacks going in there.
Right. Well, I mean, they drafted him, so I mean,
I know, but I just want that to be known that Hugh Freeze plays and coaches to win football games for his own benefit in college football. That's what his system is. It's for his benefit, not for developing players to be NFL quarterbacks. But I you can't blame Malik Willis for this loss. We'll talk about who to blame tomorrow morning, but it's not Malik Willis. I agree with that.
I mean, there is some blame on Malik Willis, but it's smaller compared to the others.
Sure. I mean, he didn't play great. He didn't play perfect, but Malik Willis is not the reason why the Titans lost the game.
Yeah, and look, Gino says if Tannehill plays the Titans, the Toat Titans, you have to check your spelling right there, win by 15, and you are not saying what you are saying, your statement is weak. Look,
What
I
does that even
don't
mean?
think that the Titans win by 15. I think it's hard to sit here and do the ifs and buts game, right? If Tannehill played. No, if Tannehill plays, what is he? Is he like 100% healthy,
Yeah.
Tannehill? Like,
Right.
right? I mean, if Traylon Burks plays, is it better? I mean, these are hard ifs there, Gino. I'm sitting here saying that the offense run by Malik Willis, you can't continue it's not sustainable, right? I think we can all agree that Malik Willis continuously playing, it's not sustainable for this team.
No, that's not the
Because
plan.
because he is not going to get that much better in this short amount of time. Right?
Yeah. That's why the drafting of Malik was about, if you're being honest with yourself, it's about 2024, not even 2023. But now you have to have it. Look, again, Malik Willis, I'd much rather watch Malik Willis on Sunday Night Football or any day of the week than Logan Woodside playing quarterback.
Yeah. And Lot MP is correct. He is learning and is only a rookie. That is something that we have to continuously remind ourselves of that. It's just hard when you get into this type of game like you did tonight, when it is just right in your fingertips and you just got to make a couple of plays and a couple of smart calls and you win the football game because you prevent Kansas City from doing what they usually and are notorious to do. So now, this sets it back. The other impact of this, Austin, is a playoff game in Arrowhead now, right?
Yep.
That's I think the big impact, because you had the number one seed last year. It was set up for success to host. You're going to go to Buffalo and you're going to go to Kansas City. And now that's a guarantee.
You almost had that tiebreaker over the Chiefs. So close. That's the frustrating part of it all, is the game went exactly how Mike Vrabel wanted it to, but it slipped away. And it's going to sting. This one's going to sting. But we will be back tomorrow morning to talk about it all again. Again, stay tuned to our YouTube channel, because Buck Rising is in the locker room and press conferences right now. We'll have that content up on our YouTube channel as soon as we can get that together for everybody. Also, all of our website content, a2zsports.com/Nashville, a2zsports.com/Nashville. Check that out. We've got a lot of guys writing reaction articles right now. And Zach and I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. It's, we gained an hour today, so hopefully we can sleep pretty good when it comes to tonight. But also want to thank all of our Titans season-long sponsors. Mr. Good Roof, your locally owned roofing, gutters, and window specialist. Find out how you can nominate someone you love to win a free roof during the holiday season at MrGoodRoof.com. Buddy Allen Carpet One, always giving you free in-home measures, estimates at Buddy Allen Carpet One. Nashville.com. Crumble Cookies. Download the Crumble Cookie app. They make cookies fresh every day. CrumbleCookies.com and BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app. Use our code ATOZ Sports. You get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 on your first bet on pro football when you use the code ATOZ Sports. Hope you have a great rest of your Sunday night / Monday morning. We'll see you guys here in a few hours at 8 o'clock Central Time. Appreciate it as always. See you soon. Thanks.